Yeah, so what kind of strategies are you using right now? Are you actively investing yourself
We're
or
actively investing, and I've got a few different ones, but my main one, I've built a team to start scaling, and we're going after the co-living model. So we're helping people with the housing affordability crisis that are actually impacted in it, helping them actually live in the communities they serve. So
nice. Cool.
instead of having to drive 50, 70 miles into a town that you're serving, you can stay right there in the town. So.
Okay. Nice.
And so we on your intro there, we said this piece about network marketing. Now I've been in and out of network marketing for a lot of years, and I actually
Uh-huh.
love network marketing. That may be because the first residual income I ever earned was out of network marketing. So how do you tie that into real estate, though? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the education company that I mentioned that I'm partnered with, that's their marketing model is a network marketing model, which is I think perfect for this scenario because you've got people who are going in there, buying this educational product, using it, having success with it, and then naturally they're gonna go talk about this anyways, right, to their friends and family. And even if they don't, people are gonna see what they're doing and they're gonna ask questions like what's going where'd you learn all this stuff? How many properties do you have? Right? They're gonna start asking these questions and want to know more. And hey, introduce me, want to be introduced to it. So to me, it makes perfect sense. And it's great because as you experience more success with the real estate, what I've found is the marketing side gets easier and easier, right? Because then people start to trust you. You're posting new deals all the time. Oh, Chris really knows what he's doing, right? He's doing deals all the time, or he's analyzing deals all the time. And then they can build that trust and help other people get started themselves. So yeah, so the marketing piece, it's basically it's kind of a stepwise model where you kind of start in and then you get a certain amount of commissions, and then as you sell products, you increase your rank until you get to what we call 5 star. And when you get to 5 star, you don't ever have to requalify for this. I think some other network marketing models, every month you have to requalify. But for this one, yeah, once you hit your that rank, then you're a 5 star and you make the full commission value, which in this case is roughly 50%. And so it's pretty good. It's really good. And then, as you build a team underneath you, now I have never been pressured in this company to market the education. In fact, I came into it having experienced a different, network marketing company as a health coach. That was my first stint doing that. And it wasn't a great experience. I didn't like it at all. And I actually told my, upline, I'm like, hey, I don't want to do this. I don't want to post on Facebook. I'm done with social media. I just want to invest in real estate. And like 2 months into it, I came back to them and said, you know what? I want to try. I want to try this thing. They didn't even bring it up. They respected what I told them initially. So there's really no pressure with it. It just it when you start to have that success with the actual real estate and people start asking you questions, it really becomes a no-brainer because it's like $200 a year to
oh wow.
for that option to market, right? So I'm like, okay, pay $200 a year, you make one sale in the year, or even if you don't, and it takes you 2 years to make the sale, you'll make a profit, right, off of that. So um, yeah, so that's where I saw the value in it. And so I'm working my way up. I'm almost to 3 star, and then the next would be 5 star. So slowly working my way up, but I'm really focusing right now more on the real estate than I am on the marketing. I'm still talking to people every week. I'm still actively doing both, but I just believe in that model, and that's just what I've seen so far is as I am successful in the real estate, the other part kind of follows suit. So
I like that. I mean, I like that it's able to help people where they're at and help them get more, and then I really like it because from doing one thing, really, you're getting two income streams. So,
Yeah.
and that's
And
not including all the other income that streams or what you can count as money in on the real estate side.
yeah. And there's I'll be honest, I haven't particularly done this strategy, but I know a lot of people in the group who have. And we call this three-dimensional investing. And this is where and this works really well with fix and flips. You could also do it with the short-term rental. Anytime the rental's vacant, you could do this. But basically, we'll as we're fixing and flipping the property, we'll do what we call a property tour. And so we'll advertise online and have it, streamed online, but we'll also have it in person at the property and advertise throughout the neighborhood. Invite people over. We invite, whoever's on your team, your contractors, handyman, home inspector, realtor, mortgage broker, all that stuff. Bring everybody in and we'll show people exactly what we're doing. Physically there, showing them, room to room. This is what we're working on. This is how we found the deal. This is how we funded the deal. You let everybody in your team talk a little bit, do their little commercial spiel, and then at the end you ask them, so hey, who wants to learn to do what I'm doing? Who wants to learn how to be an active investor like me and make money off flips or any other type of investment deal? And you get some folks that raise your hand, and there's your stream of income from network marketing. And then you ask, okay, who wants to just, maybe you've got capital, but you don't have time to actively do this yourself. Who wants to, just sit back on their couch and make money off my deal and be that lazy passive investor, right? And then you're building your list of private money lenders on that side. So that's two dimensions. And then the third dimension is the deal itself that you're going to make money on. So you've got two ways to profit. And then you're also building private money, which will help you to do more deals. Because private money is a lot cheaper than, hard money and all the other stuff out there.
Yeah, and even when it's not, the bonus side of private money is it moves faster. It's
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, so that's one area where I need to work on a little more is building that list of folks. So yeah, this year so far, I've been going to a lot of like just networking events in person out here and meeting folks for both of those avenues, basically just letting people know, hey, if you want to actively invest, I can help you. If you want to passively invest, I'm always looking for deals. Because what I'm trying to do this year is I'm trying to scale. So starting with this 5 units and but I'm really interested in like 8 units and above. Um, because the more it's one transaction you get and you get more doors, and even if it's a little bit less cash flow per door, there's just a lot of advantages of doing that. And so but I don't personally have the capital to go in there and throw down 20-25% on a 12 unit or an 8 unit apartment complex. So that's why I'm networking in that regard. However, every successful investor I've talked to so far who invests in multifamily has told me the same thing, which is don't worry about the money, just go find the deal. Just go find the deal and get it under contract and then worry about the money. And I'm like, but I don't have the partners in place. Like, don't
so
worry about it.
see in our community they teach you just the opposite. Go
Oh,
build
really?
go build the relationships first
Yeah.
and then go you can find the deal if you got the money. People will bring you the deal if you got the money. So you find the money first. Not only that, but if you're doing the private lending right, I feel, and obviously they do too, that you need to have a relationship.
Yeah.
And so you got to build that relationship before somebody just wants to hand you over
Yeah. Yeah,
hard-earned
for
money.
sure.
I mean, not that some don't just do that, but I mean,
Yeah.
in all honesty, there's some that are lucky when they do that and they find the person that's honest and going to take them through it the right way, all the way. And then but there's also ones that aren't that way. And so
Yeah.
that's
For
in.
sure. Yeah. And I think, their point was don't stop networking. It's just don't wait to go find a deal until you know you have all this money locked up or whatever. Because I'm not selling a fund or anything. I'm just, I am looking for partnerships. So it wouldn't be private money, in the traditional sense of a note and a mortgage or a note and a deed of trust. It would be an actual LLC that we would create with me and one or two partners. They would bring the equity or they would bring the capital and be more or less, silent partners, and but have a say on the more major decisions. And I would kind of just run the whole deal. I'd find the deal, I'd negotiate the deal. I get all the, I have my team in place there to run the deal and make it happen. And so, yeah, that's kind of the structure. But I will say it is. I see their point in that one, if you get something under contract, now you've got something you can market, right? So you can go. You can make nice flyers or whatever, pitch decks, and you can go to those people that you've met through networking and built that relationship. And maybe you didn't even talk about money up to this point, but now all of a sudden you got a deal and like, hey, I got this deal. Here's the numbers. Here's your projected return. Do you want to learn more and talk about it? And kind of lights a fire under you, I think, to go out there and do that and make it
Yeah.
happen. Um, and then, like I said, you've got an actual deal that you can present instead of just, a hypothetical or a sample idea of what it might be.
Yeah.
Because yeah. So yeah, I see both sides for sure. I think the biggest thing is just taking action. And I think if you're doing both things, and like if I'm going out there and I'm networking with commercial brokers who are doing multifamily, and I let them know, hey, if you get deals, send them my way. I'll take a look. And you're also out there networking and meeting people and building relationships, and then you have people you can go to and start talking about this when you find the deal. So
That is the bonus side too of the networking is maybe you didn't talk about money and maybe that person doesn't have the money, but if they're doing active deals, they probably know who's got the money. So
right,
yeah, in all honesty, I'd rather choose both than either or in
yeah,
the same way. I just focused on one more heavily than the other. And
yeah,
so
yeah,
my focus lately has been the private money. I've got a partner
uh,
that she focuses on the wholesalers because we're having them bring the deals to us, and she focuses on that. And then between her and the other partner, they're the operations part of the business too. And so I just get to be the face of it. So for the most part.
nice. Yeah. And the other thing I didn't even mention that other folks who have had success with raising capital in our group, um, in fact, one of them had told me he's raised over, I think he said $30 million just through, and it was mostly through this one strategy, which is self-directed retirement accounts. And we got a whole class on that. I have a self-directed retirement account. I lend that money out to other investors, and so that's where a lot of folks in our group might not have capital in their personal bank account, but they likely have a retirement account. And if it's not tied up with the current employer, and if it's enough to go in on a deal, then that's definitely a solid way to do it too. So
Absolutely. So I actually teach on the self-directed accounts
nice.
and actually have a safety handbook or guide that one gets. So they, whether they invest with me or not, I want them to be safe with their money. And then
Yeah.
just to say the education on the self-directed accounts. I actually learned about self-directed accounts back in 98. And back
Okay.
then I was like, well, I don't really have any financial friends. And since you can't do deals and you can't play in your own sandbox, basically.
Yeah.
I didn't do it back then, and now when I found some of these groups and whatnot, or communities and whatnot, I've been wow, and just that's my sandbox now is teaching people because I mean, I really want people to have success with us, and even if it's not with us, I want them to have live their best life, and so that's
Yeah.
hopefully what I can do out of the trainings and stuff is just that help them live their best lives and maybe they don't choose the real estate path but it's still with the self-directed. I mean, right now with the stock market where it's at, there's a lot of people going to be moving money out,
Yeah.
and that money's got to go somewhere, and the best place for it is honestly in real estate. And so
Yeah.
I was actually with a buddy today that I've been teaching him about some of it, or basically talking with him about some of the self-directed accounts, and he had a Zoom going with Grant Cardone today.
Oh,
And
nice.
Grant actually talked about how many trillions of dollars are actually in 401ks
Yeah.
that, some of these people can move it out and play through self-directed accounts and
Yeah.
really make more money. And then they don't have to be
Or even,
scared with the stock market, especially if they're on the lending side, because they've got the security of knowing that payment's coming, as that contract says, and the security, but even behind that if they've done it right, then there's still 25% equity in the property if
uh
something unfortunate happens to or in a bad way or something, then they've still got access to get their money, and even plus their money if it goes bad on the investor side. So as long
hmm
as you're doing it right. Obviously there's plenty that don't do it right, and that's why I think the education there is big.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Love Grant Cardone. I've got one of his I'm watching right now one of his classes as well on I forget what it's called. It's basically like it's like an intro to buying apartment complexes. It might be that might even be the name. I don't know. But yeah, I did some coaching through there and through his program and yeah, and that was like an add-on that they just threw in there like, "Oh, you like real estate," and I was kind of playing hardball and they so they just threw in some extra stuff, but they got enough money out of me. So
Yeah. I
they're ruthless, man. Like
When it comes
they're
to
damn
sales,
good sales.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing is when it comes to sales,
Yeah.
if you're wanting to learn sales, or you need to learn it because of the business you're in or whatnot,
Yeah.
that's the guy to emulate.
Yeah.
To some degree. I mean, I went through his sales courses and whatnot, and actually I think that the Sandler method is better, but not to say that his don't make money. Obviously, he ain't a multi-billionaire because it don't make money. It's just a matter
Yeah.
of my
Yeah.
personality. I connect better with the other method. But yeah, if you want to learn sales, that's the place to go. And obviously, he does good in real estate. I think that the yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, most of the real estate stuff, like 99% of it, I've learned through this group that I'm in. But I'm always open to learn from other
yeah,
folks, especially as I get into the bigger apartment complexes and stuff. So, um, you got to be willing to learn and continue to grow in that space. And um, so I don't know, I'm excited for it. I'm excited. Um, yeah,
yep.
see what happens.
Me too. Me too. We're excited for these next few stages, right, of our growth. Um,
Absolutely.
so Chris, if somebody wants to connect with you, what's the best way they can connect with you?
Yeah, so well, one, I don't know if we can drop a link or something in the text of the actual podcast, but
Yeah, I can
I
look.
have a okay, great. I have a Linktree account, so it's literally just linktree.com/ the flow authority. And if you go there, you'll see my profile and you'll be able to see my phone number, email. You can book a call. You can connect with me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram,
Nice.
TikTok, whatever your favorite social media platform is.
Very
You're
nice.
welcome.
What's your Instagram handle?
I think it's also just the Flow Authority. Yeah.
Nice.
Try to make them all as much as possible the same. So I think for X, it's X Flow Authority because the Flow Authority was taken, I guess. So,
Oh,
or
interesting.
maybe it was too long, something like that. But
Gotcha. Well, cool, cool. I appreciate your time, man. And for y'all listeners and whatnot, don't forget to reach out to Chris, and let's help him in his path. And if you want to learn something from him, reach out to him, and let's go.
awesome. Thanks
All
for
right.
watching, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to be a guest on your podcast, Jody. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Chris. It was great having you, man.